Driving lessons in 1953 reveal the post-war boom in automobile ownership. At the time, driver education was just emerging, and many teens learned on clunky manual cars, often with minimal instruction, sometimes from family members shaping a car-loving generation. Niagara Falls appeared completely frozen around 1905, creating a spectacular icy landscape that froze in time. This rare phenomenon occurs when frigid temperatures persist, causing water to freeze mid-flow, forming massive ice formations that draw brave visitors even in winter. Italian partisans relaxed during Second World War on October 5, 1944, before heading into dangerous missions. These fighters played a crucial role in sabotaging Nazi operations, risking their lives with little training to help liberate Italy from fascist control. Martin Scorsese, renowned for directing Taxi Driver, guided Michael Jackson during the filming of the 1986 Bad music video. The video was one of the most expensive at the time, costing around $500,000, and featured elaborate choreography and storytelling. The NYPD used a Burger King as a temporary command post after the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. This illustrates the quick improvisation needed during the crisis, with the fast food restaurant serving as a crucial coordination point amidst the chaos. German Afrika Korps officer is interrogated by French troops in Tunisia, April 1943. The Afrika Korps was commanded by Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, renowned for his leadership during North African campaigns of World War II. A Turkish soldier from the 1950 Korean War stands alongside a Korean monk, highlighting the diverse roles soldiers played during the conflict. Turkish forces participated in the Korean War from 1950 to 1953, marking Turkey's first major involvement in an Asian conflict since the Ottoman era. In 1940, 14-year-old Marcel Ravidat discovered the Lascaux cave in France after his dog fell into a ravine. The cave contained some of the most well-preserved Upper Paleolithic cave paintings dating back approximately 17,000 years. Mormon polygamists jailed at Utah Penitentiary, circa 1889. Dorothea Lange's 1937 photo captures a mother overwhelmed by hardships during the Great Depression, highlighting the widespread poverty and despair that pushed millions to the brink of collapse in the United States. 2. Title: Broke, Baby Sick, and Car Trouble. Photo by Dorothea Lange's 1937. St. In valid caption. PF. In valid caption. In 1980, a young Iranian child soldier fought in the brutal Iran-Iraq War, revealing how both sides used children in combat. Some of these kids faced horrors they could barely understand, highlighting the war's horrifying impact on innocent lives. Miss Syria 1953 was crowned during a turbulent post-war era, showcasing beauty amid political upheaval. This pageant highlighted early regional pride, with winners often becoming symbols of national identity during unpredictable times. In 1995, divers retrieved the bell from the sunken Edmund Fitzgerald, a massive ore carrier that sank in Lake Superior during a fierce storm in 1975. The shipwreck remains one of the deadliest and most mysterious maritime disasters in Great Lakes history. Young German prisoners captured in January 1945 during the intense Battle of the Bulge, one of World War's coldest and deadliest battles. Many of these boys faced brutal winter conditions and war horrors that shattered their innocence forever. Marilyn Monroe arrives at the premiere of How to Marry a Millionaire, 4 of November of 1953. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, symbolizing the collapse of communism in Eastern Europe. Mikhail Gorbachev's policies of glasnost and perestroika indirectly accelerated this historic event, ending decades of division and sparking global change. Coffee Break in Chicago 1964 shows workers pausing in the era before modern labor laws. During this time, many workers lacked mandated breaks, and this moment captures a rare glimpse into the unregulated work culture of the early 1960s. In 1994, Suharto was photographed at his ranch where he shot targets while smoking a cigar. His regime was responsible for massacres that killed an estimated 500,000 people, and he amassed one of the largest personal fortunes in Southeast Asia. In 1971, Seoul, police enforced strict hair regulations, forcing men with long hair to get it cut immediately as part of a crackdown on Western styles. This intense purge reflected South Korea's fight against foreign influences during that era. Peter Kappel, a Lebanese resident in Berlin, carried an 85-pound cross toward the Brandenburg Gate in 1961 to oppose the Berlin Wall. Border guards refused him entry, highlighting the tense division of East and West Berlin during the Cold War's early days. Sophia Loren stunned the world at Cannes, 1955, just years after surviving wartime hardship in Italy. Her rise to fame defied gender norms, and she became a symbol of beauty and resilience during a transformative era for cinema. Hong Kong police officers changed cap badges at the stroke of midnight following the handover of sovereignty to China, 1997-07-01. Sharon Tate and Italian actress Barbara Boucher at Playboy London Casino, 1966. John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Bouvier celebrated their wedding in 1953 with a grand outdoor reception in Newport. This event was attended by many future political allies, and Jacqueline's wedding dress sparked fashion trends that lasted decades. Teacher Miriam Cohen guided Ethiopian Jewish students through Hebrew during a time when Ethiopia faced political unrest. In 1979, many Ethiopian Jews risked their lives to escape famine and persecution, making this classroom a rare beacon of hope. Students from Pleasanton, Texas, collaborated on a project just months after their town voted to desegregate schools in 1957, marking a rare moment of peaceful change during intense racial tensions across the South. The Boeing 727, revealed in 1962, revolutionized air travel with its tri-jet design, allowing airports to handle larger planes. It became the most produced jet airliner until the 1980s, with over 1,800 built, an icon of the jet age. In 1947, angry Parisians tore apart a Christian Dior dress during a fierce protest, reflecting the post-World War II struggle for identity and economic recovery. This chaotic scene revealed how fashion became a battleground for societal tension. A naval warrant officer stands proudly with his children in Japan, 1910. Children often wore miniature uniforms, and some served as mascots or symbols of national pride, reflecting Japan's growing naval power just before modernization increased. In 1991, Ukraine's massive vote for independence shocked the Soviet Union and marked the end of decades of Soviet control, paving the way for Ukraine to become a fully independent nation. This seismic shift was driven by a surge of national pride and the collapse of communism. Hans-Joachim Marseille, one of Nazi Germany's most skilled fighter pilots, shared tales with Hitlerjugend youth in 1942. His daring missions in North Africa earned him the nickname Star of Africa, but he died in a crash just before he could become a Luftwaffe general. In 1987, a Marine recruit was photographed during intense boot camp training at Parris Island, famously known for producing Marines for the U.S. Navy. The M16A1 rifle used was the standard issue during the era, marking a shift from older weapons used in previous decades. German Gebirgsjäger trained in the late 1930s for brutal mountain combat, preparing for Werkwo. These elite soldiers specialized in high-altitude warfare, with some units participating in secret operations on snow-covered peaks during the war. Charles S. Baker and his assistant showcased one of the first modern radiator systems in 1906, revolutionizing home heating. This invention made cold winters more bearable, paving the way for indoor climate control we take for granted today. The photo shows Pol Pot as a young man studying in Paris during the 1940s-50s. Before his brutal reign, he was just a student, unaware that he would orchestrate one of history's deadliest genocides, killing an estimated 1.7 to 2 million Cambodians. The HMS Vanguard, finished in 1946, was the last battleship built for the Royal Navy. It played a key role during the Cold War, but its massive size was so intimidating that it was almost never used in combat, symbolizing naval power instead of war. Spanish soldier Juan Garcia fought in the Blue Division, a group of Spanish volunteers supporting Nazi Germany during the Second World War. They experienced some of the deadliest battles on the Eastern Front, including the brutal siege of Leningrad in 1941. During the Hungarian Revolution of 1956, citizens fiercely protested Soviet control. The torn communist flag symbolized their brutal fight for freedom, with dozens killed in violent clashes that shocked the world and marked a pivotal moment in Cold War history. On September 26, 1968, General Xu Xiu commanded 80 tanks to cross the Yangtze River Bridge in Nanjing, risking destruction to prove its durability. This daring test was crucial during a tense period of China's development, pushing the limits of wartime engineering. South Korean student activist Lim Soo-kyung dancing with North Korean students during her illegal visit to DPRK, Pyongyang, 1989. During the 1984 Beirut bombing, French paratroopers lost their lives in a violent attack linked to Lebanon's deadly civil war, shocking France and igniting fears of international terrorism's reach into military forces. This photo of Queen Victoria and Napoleon III taken in 1855. It's the only known photo of a British monarch and a French monarch together. Italian traveler Attilio Gatti with 2 hired pygmies and a gorilla caught by them in the Belgian Congo, 1930. The photograph captures a ship struggling at the equator in 1930, a humorous nod to the line-crossing ceremony where sailors often faced playful rites. Back then, crossing the equator was a major milestone celebrated with bizarre traditions and pranks. Japanese soldiers play with 2 girls in a propaganda shot, Nanjing, circa 1937-1938. In April 1945, Allied journalists investigated Hitler's final hideout. The blood-stained couch hints at Hitler's suicide, yet some conspiracy theories claim he escaped. This moment captures the chaos as Nazi Germany faced defeat in World War II's last days. French soldiers seized a German MG-42 machine gun during the brutal battles on the Alpine front in 1944. The MG-42 was feared for its rate of fire, and capturing one gave Allied troops a significant edge in the mountain warfare that challenged both sides. In 1979, top Iranian officers desperately begged Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi to stay amid the Islamic Revolution, unaware it would topple his regime. The Shah's departure marked the end of Persia's monarchy, leading to decades of profound change in Iran. SS soldiers behead a prisoner with an axe. Idrisha, Slovenia, June 11, 1944. Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sofia visited Sarajevo in 1914, just before his assassination that sparked World War I. Their deaths led to a chain reaction causing the deadliest conflict the world had seen, reshaping nations forever. Leni Riefenstahl, famed for her propaganda films, unexpectedly saw German soldiers executing Jews during the invasion of Poland in 1939. Her footage later influenced Nazi propaganda, making her a controversial icon of artistic manipulation and dark history. Theresa of Lisieux, a Catholic saint, is seen in 1897 dressed as Joan of Arc, the legendary French heroine. This rare image shows a saint in costume, highlighting the playful side of religious figures seldom documented before her canonization in 1925.